Hello and welcome to the first part of our RUSEFI tuning guide series. And while the first part is not going to be about tuning, it's more about actually getting the ECU detected by your PC, because some people tend to have problems with that. So I will just explain it once so that those questions don't appear. If you want to support us, you can become a channel member and help with our efforts of bringing tuning to the masses. To those who already do, I thank you a lot and appreciate what you do. What we are gonna do is probably what you are gonna do is open a new project. So if you have the normal title screen from Tunerstudio, you will have to a few options, either create a new project, open last project, or whatever. And you basically click on new project if you have not created one before. And this is gonna be obvious, so just put in the name you want the project to be named after. Select where you want to save the stuff, and then what is important is that you, under firmware, click on detect, and it will check your USB ports or whatever for any connected ECUs. Usually it will come up with an ECU right here, and that should be the case on any laptop, and you should not need to install any drivers. So it will detect one right away, and then you click on accept. But on most cases, if you have not previously tuned a RUSEFI or connected a RUSEFI to your PC or laptop, then you will have to, or Tunerstudio will tell you, hey, you do not have the correct INI file or definition file, so that Tunerstudio does actually not know what to do with the ECU. It just sees, well, it's this ECU, but I don't know where the values are stored, and like the rows or the columns you have right here, Tunerstudio doesn't really know what to do with that and where to place the values that are stored in the actual tune file. So you gotta actually go to the RUSEFI wiki, where you can find a lot of stuff, and then under downloads, you will need, obviously they tell you to download Tunerstudio, which is obvious, we already have that. And then under common boards or Helen family boards, common boards are basically what you are buying. So if you have a UAEFI, a UAEFI with the 121 Bosch style plug, a micro RUSEFI or a Proteus unit, you can choose whatever you have, and then it will download the package you need. So for example, in my case, we are going to use a UAEFI, and it will download that whole package. While you don't necessarily need that whole package, we need one file from that. So back in Tunerstudio, we click on Others Browse and go into your downloads or wherever you saved it. Then we have our RUSEFI bundle, UAEFI. Open, RUSEFI master. And then we have our RUSEFI UAEFI INI file. So that is the definition that tells the software where everything is stored and where all the values should be put. This is similar to when you would flash an OEM ECU. So for example, if you've done that before, then you might know about definition files, and that basically is the same thing. We click on OK, so it already has that serial signature RUSEFI master. This also has to match what firmware you have on your board. I will show you how to update your firmware as well, because that might be important, as if you download the newest one, the newest snapshot, that might not work if you have an older firmware on your board. We're clicking next in the RUSEFI configuration thing. There's not really much you can set. On Speeduino there's a lot more, but on RUSEFI you can set that in the software, so it's not that big of a deal. Next, because we already did the detection, you don't really need to select anything here if your ECU is detected. Next, and we only have this one right here. This isn't really relevant for us now. and we click finish, and then we have basically our base map loaded. If you have plugged in your ECU, your base map should be loaded, and you can edit it and tune it right here. How do you use Tunerstudio? Basically, if you do any changes with the ECU and while it is connected, like for example on the fuel map or whatever, it will automatically be saved on the ECU. You don't have to click save tune or whatever. It will automatically be saved if you click the burn tab, except for when the Tunerstudio says power cycle required for saving the tune or whatever. Then you would need to unplug the ECU's USB connector and turn off the ignition and plug in the USB again and turn on the ignition again, so that it actually does a complete power cycle. If you do not have your ECU connected and you actually change something in the map and you want to change in your ECU as well, so if you connect it back to your car, you will get a message that says ECU or the file has been changed, and then you can select if you want to copy the Tunerstudio values onto the ECU or vice versa, depending on what you want to do. One thing, if you for example lose connection or something to the ECU, you don't need to go into new project or whatever. You can go to communications, settings, detect again, and it will again do the detection process. Then click accept again, and then you will have connection again. So much for that. So what if your firmware on your ECU does not match the firmware of your definition file? Well, I'm gonna tell you how to actually flash the newest firmware onto your ECU. And also, if you do not have the correct drivers installed on your system, so the ECU, for example, doesn't get detected by Tunerstudio, I will also show you how to do that. First of all, we go into the bundle that we have downloaded before. So in my case, the RUSEFI UA-EFI bundle. Then in this case, we are going to go to consoles, and then we have the RUSEFI auto updater. And as the name suggests, it's updating stuff automatically. So you don't really need to do anything and just click a few buttons. Tunerstudio needs to be closed. So we click on yes, and then the auto updater will open. It will automatically scan if any ECUs are connected and select the correct boards if there are, but right now there isn't. Here on the top you can install the drivers for the USB controller, so if your ECU for example isn't detected when clicking detect on Tunerstudio, then you can install the drivers here, and yeah, that should fix that problem. You may have to do a PC restart, but usually that should fix it. Then you can update the firmware here. That is just clicking here, and then it will update the firmware on the connected ECU to the most recent one. And that is also the same firmware that is listed in the newest snapshot, and that is what the INI file, the most current one, is using. The next thing I want to show you is, do you really need the full version of Tunerstudio? While you can fully tune your car with the free version, it works. Yes, it is just not really recommended in my opinion. So for example, if we go into our tables, like our VE table, for example, here on the free version, I'm going to make this a little bigger. On the free version, you have only very limited options in table smoothing. Like for example, if you want to smooth out the tables and not put in like values manually in here, so you can work on it much easier and much quicker, then you do have these smoothing options. While there is a smoothing option in the free version as well, it does not work as well and only smooths out one area and not dedicated to in which direction. While yes, you can do it that way, it is a little more complicated, and you also do not have the rescaling of the table. So for example, if you change the axes, then you cannot apply new XY values and interpolate. You'll have to do that manually. So you will have to set everything manually again if you change the axes themselves, which is quite annoying in my opinion. The next thing is, you don't have a high-speed tooth logger, or like the logging is deactivated. This can be very handy if you have problems with getting your car started off, or if you have problems with the trigger signal. If you have noise in the signal, you can diagnose that pretty well here, because this basically acts like a scope or a oscilloscope. I haven't had to use it that much yet, but it's handy to have if your car, for example, isn't starting, you see fluctuating in your RPMs, and some other stuff can be diagnosed with that. For example, if your RPM reads higher than it should be, for example, then you may have selected the wrong tooth count or wrong layout. Or if the sensors see any teeth at all, or if, for example, they are defective, that also can be diagnosed here, although you would also not see RPM. Then the most important thing, and probably best thing for if you are doing this alone, because you are basically driving and trying to tune your car as well, it's really hard to look at both things, and that's what AutoTune is here for. While this is not a magic tool that will completely tune your fuel table for you, you will have to do a lot of manual adjustment too. It is a handy tool to get it in the ballpark, and then you can do your smoothing on your own, and you will basically see in which direction what cells are going to need to be adjusted at. And that's really handy to have if you're doing this alone. While you can do VE Analyze with the Megalog viewer on the free version, it's really limited. And with Megalog viewer with the free version, you also can only use up to 5-minute logs. And if you have an A car which is using, for example, TPS, so Alpha N tuning, then you can't use that at all. So then you will have to buy the full version anyway. And then there's one more thing, is you have the option to actually modify this layout right here. So while on the free version you can change what things are supposed to be shown here. So for example, I can, if I don't want the throttle position here, but I do want, for example, let's see, sensors, I want my battery voltage. Okay, I have it down here, but I can change the sensors to whatever you want. So no matter what sensor I have, or everything can be set up here. But for example, on some instances, you might want to have more sensors than this. And then that's where you have the designer mode for. On the designer mode, you can shift those gauges around, you can put them anywhere, you can resize them, and you can add new gauges. So here, new add gauge. And then you have different gauges that you can add, like for example, just a plain number, which is pretty handy for basic readouts, even for like AFR and stuff. And then you can design your dashboard however you want, and you can have a lot more readouts than just this basic 8 layout or 8 gauge layout. What you can also do if you, for example, use Tunerstudio on a Linux distribution when running on a Raspberry Pi or something, and you're using a display on your car, then you can also use this to make yourself like a replacement RPM gauge or tachometer, which I think is pretty cool. For example, like this. This is what I did for my Speeduino in my Toyota, because my RPM gauge doesn't work as it is tied to the distributor. And so I am using a display, and I can use, for example, this as a replacement gauge. And I also have different things like AFR, TPS, AFR correction, water temperature boost, and I can have spark advance also if I wanted, and even different things I like to see that I, for example, do not have in my normal gauge cluster. So that's very handy to have, because I don't need to have a billion gauges in my car to monitor the stuff I want to see while driving. So that's very handy, and a huge feature why you should also or you may want to buy Tunerstudio. While it has gotten a little bit more expensive in the past, it's still relatively reasonably priced with, I think, 70 US. That's it for now for this video, for the first part where I'm just showing you how to actually get your Speeduino detected, what the basics are, how to use Tunerstudio, as that's pretty important because I have gotten a lot of people having issues with even connecting their ECU, because not everybody knows that you have to install driver or that the firmware has to match. On Speeduino it's a little bit easier because Tunerstudio will automatically download the correct INI file usually, so it's a little easier than with RUSEFI, but also I don't think it's that complicated if you know how to work around it. That's it from me. As always, I wish you a nice day and goodbye.